Okay, hey everybody, I'm playing Sonic Spinball today. So, the last time I played this was in the 90s on Game Gear when I was going to my family or friend's house, or maybe even school. So, it looks like it was ported to Sega Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, it's all coming back. I don't want to do that? Okay. Whoa. It's really hard to control Sonic. Okay. Ah! Oh! So you get... There's a... Yes! Okay. So it doesn't let you relax, just like a normal Sonic game. It doesn't let you... Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try to hold on to this one. I have not played this in like 25 years, so let me really hard to... Ah! Oh no! It got me. Yikes. This is a difficult... I remember this game being hard. You know, I bought it and I was like, or I got it for like my birthday or whatever, and I was like, oh sweet, and then I tried it and whoa, gosh, this is hard. Because I had moved from the, and it's, because it's difficult, I think they give you that little bit of wiggle room. There's like a platform you can get on. But I had moved from the East Coast, and I had a friend at the time, and we were obsessed with Sonic, so anything like Sonic, we were, the cartoon, not so much the games, we were both at SNES, but we were big fans of the game when we got a chance to play. And then I moved out west to, man, I'm not doing that well, to San Diego of all places, and I think Pat Contry was in New Jersey at the time, but I didn't have a Sega Genesis then either. I borrowed one from a friend at one point, but I played this on Game Gear, and everybody had a Game Boy, and I was like, you know what? I don't have a Sega. It's like really hard. Okay. So I don't have a Sega Genesis, I didn't have a Sega Master System, I didn't have anything Sega, so I was like, I'm gonna get a Game Gear. And it was okay. The colors were... So I was like, you know, I talked to my friends, and I was like, oh yeah, I have a Game Gear, and the Game Gear is awesome. And, you know, some of them were jealous, some of them weren't. I found that the Game Gear... I think I need to go to that thing. I found that the Game Gear actually made me nauseous when I played it so much. The colors were so bright. And you could play in the dark, and you know, people were like, oh, you can play in the dark, but the traditional Game Boy at the time, before the Game Boy Advance, you could play in the dark. And I think later they came out with one you could, but like the basic poor man Game Boy, you couldn't play in the dark, you had to have light. And I found that playing in the dark with the Game Gear, I got nauseous because the lights were, it was like looking into an LED light, and I would get sick, so I'd have to... Oh no! Oh, that was bad. That was really sloppy. But I'm gonna try it again. But I would so I'd have to turn it off, and then I'd only be able to play when it was light, and then when it's light, it's like just extra bright. So it wasn't a perfect system. The games were really, really rudimentary. This was actually one of the more advanced ones. I remember having experience playing a couple of games. I had another Sonic game, and some of the functions that you would expect, I mean, of course it's a Game Gear, so you're not going to have the same capability and functions that you would see in a full Sega Genesis, for example, for Sonic 1 and 2 and Sonic 3 and all those other games, but it had the like the basic playability that you would expect in a Sonic game, and but even then it was still like, well, this is fun, but it's not Sega Genesis. So I just remember I was really all about it for a little while, and then I put it away. I after a year or two, and I don't think I played it again. And I don't know if we probably have it somewhere. I don't know if my family gave it away or what happened. How do I get out of this part? Maybe I have to go. Maybe I have to really look it up that tube. Okay. Ah! This is so hard. But then I didn't. I stopped at the Game Gear, believe it or not. I didn't get the. I didn't get any of the later release. Why did I have to go in there? I didn't get any of the later release handholds or handhelds. So, and then the family got, so we got I had an SNES, like I said before. Grandma's, we had a NES. I had PC as a small kid. Okay, I gotta get that thing. No, come on. That thing doesn't waste any time. So I had the small, I had the PC, so, you know, I was able to play, like, Wolfenstein and, the first, Turtles, and, which was later ported for NES, or ported at the same time. And then I was able to play, Ninja Gaiden, but it was, like, the PC crappy version. It was way worse than the NES version. It was super slow. I think that part of that was maybe my computer, maybe the game. You know, like the big floppy disk that you would have. So, man, this is such a hard game. So when I, and then later, sorry, lost my train of thought there. When we got the, next generation console, it was the N64. We were like a Nintendo family, right? So we got the N64, and I really like the N64. I think it's one of my favorite consoles. I really enjoy the Mario 64 to this day. I beat it a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed Zelda Ocarina of Time. I got the gold release, gold game collector's item release, like right when it came out, when I was in school, and I remember my mom was waiting in line to get it and stuff. I was so excited. My little brother totally bought it, so I'm really upset about that. But so I beat the game, and to this day though, no graphics bring more nostalgia than Mario 64. And when I beat it, I actually waited for the okay, something's happening. Oh god, I hate this part. So when I beat it, believe it or not, when I got to like the clock level in Mario 64, I got a little bit tired of playing the game because it was just getting tedious. So I had about 80 stars, and okay, cool, that's awesome that he could do that. But I had like 80 stars, and I did the reverse jump up the stairs to the last boss. I cheated, basically, and then I beat Bowser because, you know, Bowser's pretty standard. He gets harder, but once you figure out how to do it, it's like a one-trick pony. But so I beat the game, and then I played Zelda Majora's Mask, and that game is such a nuisance with the, oh, interesting. With the days you have to do over and stuff. It gives you, like, PTSD. So I, was playing that, I got really far, and I tried to, oh, nice, I'm in a different part. And I tried to beat it, with one jar because I was too lazy to get multiple jars. So, can I go somewhere? It's like toxic waste? What is this? Oh, that's kind of cool. So he just like, can I go to the right? Well, so, I had one jar, and even then I was able to like beat the Gerudo Palace. Not Gerudo Palace, I'm sorry, the Zora Palace. And I got really far, and then I think I lost the... That was a... What? What's going on? Are you kidding? He got me? Oh. I got really far. I got to like the last temple, and then I lost the save state I was on, or whatever it was, and I still don't know which hard... I have it on like an external hard drive somewhere. And so I ended up... And even though I have the game on my N64, I'm gonna play again. I just didn't feel like getting that far again, so I was playing on my PC at the time. And the game just gives me such PTSD with the time and having to do everything over. I've gotten kind of far on the N64 version, but I gave it a rest, so I haven't beaten that game. Star Fox 64, which I played a few levels on my channel, I beat that like a zillion times as a kid. A zillion times. I could beat any of my friends in verse mode. Like, they wouldn't stand a chance. I was so good at it. And then now I'm like pretty terrible. So if anybody took me on, I'd probably lose. Ah! Yeah. But so then we had the N64. Then my brothers bypassed the PS1 because the main competitor of the N64 at the time was the PS1, and they got the PS2. And I have all of those consoles now. They don't care about the retro stuff. I like to collect the old games. So my middle brother got like. He got the PS2 and it broke. The older ones had... PlayStation's always had, like, functionality issues, you know, and at least before PS3. The PS2 was just a nightmare. Especially, I remember my friends back a while ago they used to always mod the PS2 and, like, hack it or whatever it was. And I actually have one of those sitting over in my collection. I'll show everybody at some point. But those things the Laserdisc reader used to break like constantly. Oh, are you serious? You didn't jump. So it used to break like all the time, just constantly break. So I remember people going through like 2, 3, 4 PS2s. And then my brother had the same experience. Like, his first one broke. Then he bought the mini and that one broke, and then I got the hacked one from a friend who had an old one and was like, oh, I don't want this anymore. And it's like, oh, dude, awesome. So I played it a little bit. I really haven't played it since. Low resolution, not HD. Not that, as you can see, though, I'm not really too worried about that. But then my brother bought like a second regular PS2, so I've got another one. And then he has the PS2 carry case for all the CDs. And then I have so I've got like 4 PS2s. And then I have a PS3 that my buddy from my old job gave me. So my family was like, oh, PS3, and then we played it like once. So I may crack that baby open at some point. But so I have PS3. And then I've got I don't have the GameCube, but I have the Wii, like the old school Wii from 2007, 2008. And I have Zelda, what was the one? It was, I'm blanking, but the Zelda game that was really popular on the Wii at the time. And I played that one, I didn't beat it, so I have a lot of games that I really need to revisit. And I really have a good time playing these like short little attention span games where I don't have to invest like a ton of time and energy. And retro games are really good for that. I used to love playing Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and that was on like a Sonic game pack that I bought for PlayStation 2 like, way back in the day. And when SEGA would just, they sold their games to various consoles, and you could just buy it. So it was like a lot of times PlayStation would have like different SEGA vintage or classic games. So that was like a Tetris-like game, and boy, I really liked that one. I used to play with my friend. So, okay. But then after the PS3, I borrowed my friend's PS4, and then he asked for it back. He was like, "Oh, I don't play it," and then he asked for it back, and I was like, "Dude, that's cool, man. Like, PS4 is sweet." So I don't think I'm not sure if he has the PS5 yet, but he was using it for like to play movies, and then he decided to start playing again. And that was when he, and when I borrowed that was when he introduced me to Dark Souls. And holy smokes, yeah, it's not a side scroller. But that was like the hardest game ever. And I remember asking my friend, my old coworker, I was like, "Dude, how do I beat this game?" "Oh, no, how do I beat this game?" And he goes, "Well, don't get distracted by every little enemy." So, okay, so that's Sonic Spinball. I am going to cut this one here. I'm going to look at the option menu. This game is fun. I had a good time. I recommend picking it up if you can. But it's really hard. Like, I didn't even get that far, and I'm doing a lot of practice just now, so... Okay, one player, normal, flipper... Okay, so it's pretty simple.